Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Meme, also known as Memsnaij. If you are new, hello and welcome. I make natural hair videos, parent-teacher tip videos and talking videos because I kind of like to talk. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're interested in any of these things. I promise you, you will not regret it. Subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 ideas for different activities you can do with your children during this isolation period. I always say in most of my parent-teacher tip videos that learning should be fun when it comes to the parents. When it's parent-led learning, I always advise that it's fun so that it takes that pressure off the child. You know, already in the classroom, your child is already going through that pressure of not knowing something that the other children know. You can imagine how insecure a child can feel or what it does to their self-esteem for everybody else in the class to understand something except them. There's already that pressure to learn it because everybody else knows it, or that embarrassment that they don't know it and everybody else knows it. So when it comes to being at home, don't put that pressure on them. Don't embarrass them because they don't know it. I want the parents to work with the children in a way that is so exciting and so engaging that they don't even realize that they're learning. That's always been my goal when I try to give tips to parents. So parents, make it fun, enjoy it, and don't put pressure on yourself or your children. Now, let's get straight to these activities. So, number one, the first thing you can do with your child is let them help out with cooking. Let them help out with cooking with breakfast. Obviously, let it be age appropriate. For the younger children, they can chop fruits and vegetables. For the older children, like my son, they can do anything. They can even make breakfast for the whole family. The second idea is for them to maintain the cleanliness of their space, their room, their play area, whatever it is. Their responsibility is to keep that place clean. Let them clean it up, let them tidy up their toys, make their beds, just make sure that the space that they sleep in and they play in is clean at all times. That's their responsibility. Obviously, age appropriate. For the younger children, you'd have to help a lot more, but with the older children, let them get on with it. They can do it themselves. Number 3 is chores. Chores. Give them chores to do. Let them help out with the chores. They can do laundry, they can wash the dishes, they can sweep the floor, they can scrub the bathroom, they can clean the toilet. There's so much they can do, especially if they're older children. My son is 9, so all these things he does, at home. However, if it's a younger child, they'll need a lot more help. With a younger child, maybe you can get them to spray while you wipe, or you can just get them to scrub a stain that is on the floor as opposed to scrubbing the entire bathroom floor. There's lots you can do, but let them get involved in chores. That's something that they can do at home. Number 4, now we get into the serious stuff. Language games, I Spy, sound games, identifying different sounds in the kitchen. I said this in another video where I was talking about parents doing I Spy. You can check out that video on my Instagram. I think I explain a lot more the kind of games you can play. If your child is older, they can do reading and summarizing. So basically they read a paragraph and then you tell them to write out what they understood or discuss what they understood or write out the words that they don't understand. And the words they don't know, they can check it out in the dictionary, do some research. That could be a project that they could do. For an older child, you could just have them read and write down their favorite words or write down a few words and use those words in another sentence. There's so much that you can do to make it creative when it comes to language games. Number 5 is number games. I think I also have a video where I talked about number games you can play, like a child who is just beginning to learn their numbers, counting games, identifying symbols. If you check my playlist for my parent-teacher tips, you will see some math. I think it was making learning easier for children. That's the name of the video. Check it out. It will give you some examples of some math games that you can play with your preschooler. But yeah, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot of resources online. Again, if you want me to make a video of math games you can play with your preschooler, let me know and I'll make another video dedicated to that. Number 6 idea is art and science. Pinterest has so many arts ideas you can do with arts for different ages. Also science experiments you can do. You can find it on Pinterest, you can find it on YouTube. So when you're planning your day, you have a little bit of math, you have a little bit of literacy, you have a little bit of art, science, geography, all of that in there. Go on Pinterest, check YouTube for ideas. Number 7, board games. You can never go wrong with a board game. And then when the board game is an educational board game, it's a win-win. Brainbox is my personal favorite. I love Brainbox. I learn new things. My son learns new things. Obviously, that's for much older children. But for younger children, you have Spider Math. That's another game. Oh, Memory Game is a good one for younger children as well. You can play the memory game. You can work with puzzles, lots and lots of different puzzles. Obviously, age appropriate. With the younger children, they have larger piece puzzles. With older children, you have smaller piece puzzles. Yeah, board games. You can never go wrong with the board game. You can play it with the family, or if it's a puzzle, you can get them to do it on their own, so you can have some alone time. Number 8, outdoor games. My son and I, we have some outdoor games that we play. We have Egg Splat, and we have like some kind of like throwing and catching games. We have games that we play outdoors as well. That's also very important. Apart from the free play that they get to do in the garden, family playtime is also another very nice and important thing for the children. So outdoor games, games that you can play outdoors. Number 9, read books. Read books. Read. Now is the time to get out your library and read books. Have family time where you guys read a book. If your child is much older, both of you read the same book and talk about it. You know, it makes for wonderful conversation, I tell you. If your child is younger, you read the book to them and then talk about the book afterwards. I think it's very interesting to hear your child's opinion or what the child thought about a book. Honestly, listening to them talk about a story that you either tell from your mind or that you read from a book, it's so beautiful to hear their own perspective. So yes, read a book to them and then talk about it. And even for the older children as well, read the book to a book to an older children, or you guys read the book together and then talk about it. Another thing you can do with an older child is get them to read the book to the younger child, and for the two children to talk about it, about lessons that they learned in the book, you know, what the characters could have done differently and things like that. And it's also a good time to begin to help them develop their imagination by telling their own story. So you start off by telling your own story. Any story that you make on might be a good idea to write down the character names, because I always forget my character names when I tell a story and the children want me to repeat it over and over again. So write down the character names, tell a story from your memory, and then get them to tell a story as well. It really works on their storytelling skills. And finally, parents, do not be afraid to have a bit of TV time where both of you sit down and watch an age-appropriate movie that the whole family can enjoy, and then talk about it afterwards. You know, just sit down, get some popcorn and watch a movie. I know that, you know, we don't want to encourage too much TV time. This is a period where, like, you know, it's easy to just throw the child in front of the TV and let them watch for as long as they need to, because you just have things to do. But I tell you, if you plan and schedule your day, you find that you won't even have to have too much TV time, because they'll have so much that they've planned to do, so much activity. And don't feel guilty on days when you can't give as much time. Listen, you guys are doing an amazing job, parents. Can I just say, don't let guilt consume you. The days that you can plan, the days you can give 100, give 100, but no, every day is not going to be amazing. So the days that you get it right, give yourself a pat on the back, drink a glass of wine, and have a good night. All right then. Until next time, don't forget to spread love, spread positivity, and live to inspire. I will see you in my next video.